talk a little bit about habit training. What is habit training and how do we incorporate that within our homeschool? Habit training is just getting your children on a set routine or schedule, okay? And I like to habit train in terms of, cleaning routines. I like to habit train in terms of, personal hygiene and grooming and things of that nature, okay? So what are some of the things that I do to help my children, specifically my son, get into a habit, routine, or schedule, or a consistent, methodical way of doing something that I would consider like a life skill, okay? So let's talk about cleaning. His routine.
In 1 mile.
So for his cleaning routine, every morning, so when he wakes up in the morning, he's supposed to make his bed. He goes to the restroom. He'll take a shower or do a wash up, which is inclusive of him, doing his facial routine, washing his face with his face wash, using his toner, putting on his moisturizer, and then he'll put lotion all over his body, put on everyday house clothing for homeschool. If we're going somewhere, then of course he'll put on clothing for us to go out with. And then before he leaves the restroom, he needs to do something called swish and swipe, which basically means he needs to quickly spray the toilet, swish it, wipe down the toilet seat, wipe down the sink, make sure there's no water on the floor, depending on if he took a shower or whatever. Make sure he picks up everything off of the floor and put it in its proper place. If it's dirty clothes, put it within a dirty hamper. If it's his pajamas and they're clean, fold them back up, put them in its proper spot. Make sure your towel, your washcloth is in the appropriate spot, your bath towel is in the appropriate spot, and if there are any residue marks or anything on the mirror, just take a microfiber cloth and just wipe down the mirror really quick. That takes him about 10 minutes to complete that process, and then he'll go to his room and make sure that nothing is on the floor, as an example, and everything is in its rightful place. That's what he does every morning, okay? And then he'll go downstairs, eat breakfast and whatever. So that builds a pattern, a routine, or a habit of him going through a daily process every day around the same time of day. And at night, what he'll do is he's responsible for wiping down the table that we've used for dinner. He has to make sure the media room and game room, all items are picked up. There should be no cups, no trash, nothing in those areas. The homeschool room should be clean, nothing on the floor. His desk should be organized and cleaned off. I like to make sure that his agenda always stays on the desk open so that he remembers to check off whatever he needs to check off. Work is in the completed bin. And he takes a shower at night or a bath or does a wash up. Again, he has to do his facial routine. He makes sure his hair is moisturized and picked out or brushed depending on the cut that he has at the moment. He also does the hair routine in the morning as well. We try to make him do it twice a day just to get into the habit of picking out your hair, keeping it moisturized, picking it out since he wants to grow a fro. He normally grows a fro in the winter and then cuts it all off for spring and summer. That's just his choice. I'm not sure why, but hey, he can do what he wants. It's his hair. And then I like for him to pick out whatever he's going to wear for the next day. So that's his evening routine, okay? He's also responsible for making sure that the area in front of our door where the shoe racks sit, he needs to make sure that all the shoes are organized and there is no, dirt or leaves or any kind of catastrophe going on by the front door. So that's his night routine. And again, that's just a consistent habit of him doing the same thing every day. So he gets in the habit of, you know, doing these various processes. And so far, you know, guys, it works. We've been doing this for years. You know, when he was in school full time, he was doing it, but he would forget sometimes. But now that we homeschool, it's rare that he forgets to do these things. Okay, so that's how we build a habit. I talk to him about what the habit is going to be. I model it for him. All those things that we've talked about just now in this video, you know, I kind of explain to him, how do you do it? Why do we do it? This is how you do it. Here's a picture of what it's supposed to look like after the fact. And then, you know, he has something to compare it to. And I always say, inspect what you expect. Regardless of if this is going to be for a routine that you're building for your children, you know, morning routine, afternoon routine, evening routine, may it be homework or other things, you have to check, inspect what you ask them to do, okay? Because if you don't do that inspection portion of it, then you may not get the results that you're looking for. And children need feedback. You don't have to nag them about it, but sometimes you have to have a sense of urgency in how you say things and what you do, and you have to lay out the expectations. And if it is ridiculous or they're not listening to you, you may have to incorporate some consequences that are going to be a benefit and that's going to be helpful to the situation. You know, if they're not doing something, you know, that they are required to do, like household contributions that you may consider to be chores, you may have to take something away. You can ground, you can take something away, you can limit something. It's totally up to you how you decide to give your children consequences and how to discipline them. I will never tell you or give you recommendations, specific recommendations of what to do, because we all raise our children differently, and you have to do what you think is best for your household, and also based on your children's personality and how best they learn how to deal with consequences, and you know, also based on, you know, what you can do to have them really make a change in their behavior. Okay, so that's totally up to you and your household and what you do, but that's how we build habits within our household, and that is a part of life skills within our homeschool. Okay, so I hope this video was a benefit. I hope you found at least one thing that you can, you know, bring into your homeschool and add it to your back pocket. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And as always, guys, you be blessed and make it a great day. And until we meet again in another video, talk to you soon. Bye.